welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick, and I'm here with the band Scuppernongaree, and their names are Phil Casey, Ray McAdaragh, and Mark Gowan. Every one of us a Scotch-Irish name. I think we all have that in common. They're very much a local band, writing their own music and using a lot of local references in it. So, Phil, let me ask you how you all got together.
Well, I knew Mark from working together at Fort Monroe, and we were just jamming with very little ambition, but we did it quite regularly for several years. And then I met Ray at a discussion group, and Ray was writing his own songs, had a very serious backlog of songs, and I thought maybe Ray and I should get together and start doing something seriously. And then we pulled Mark in when we realized that we needed a bassist.
All right, so how do you describe your music? What's your style or styles?
Well, it's a mixture. We hope that it adds up to something that can be indigenous to this area. But it's a mixture of some folk, some bluegrass, some rock. It's hard to be eclectic because it's hard to describe.
Well, and it's hard to sort of pigeonhole, I think. You know,
Right.
People who are booking a band want X.
They do.
You're not X.
They do
You're
want
XYZ, maybe.
You're right. It can be hard to book a band when you're doing original songs they haven't heard already, and you're trying to describe it as a mix of styles, but still, you believe, adding up to something that's entertaining.
But I think that's also, and I'm going to plug the Hampton History Museum and their Front Porch
yeah.
series where you guys will be playing.
Right.
It is what they do, where people come to listen to music that has some sort of authentic roots to this region, and not necessarily to hear cover bands and songs they're
Right.
already familiar with. Not that some people don't mix those in, but that they're looking for that sound.
That's totally true. We're really thrilled to be at the Hampton History Museum. We feel that our catalog of songs fits their mission perfectly, so we were really excited when they agreed to have us in.
So I've already said your roots are very local. I mean, I've heard a couple of your songs, and you have local references everywhere. How does that come about? Or should I pivot
Sure.
at this point and be
Sure.
looking at you?
Well, I don't know. I've lived in this area 4 different times in my life, and when I finally got out of the Army and moved up here and went to college at Christopher Newport, I met some people that played acoustic guitar, and I had played in rock bands prior to that when I was younger, in my teenage years, and even while I was in the Army. So I quickly realized you can write songs on an acoustic guitar, and I was really interested. They all turned out to be folk songs. I moved away when I got hired and got my career going and everything, and I came back here, later in years, like 1999, when I moved back here again. I started trying to write some songs because I heard they were having a Virginia Song Contest.
Oh, yes.
And by the time I got a song that I thought would be good to submit, they had already stopped taking submissions, so anyway.
They do that every year.
Yeah, but I ended up luckily running into Phil at discussion group, like he said, by the time I retired. And so finally got together, and at least we can play the songs, the songs I came up with. I got a lot about the local area and the history of it, and he started to do so as well.
Are you both history buffs? I mean, I did hear a lot of history in there.
No, speaking for myself, I can't say that I'm a history buff, and not all the songs are historical in nature. Sometimes they will be about current events or places. An example is a song about the Grandview Pier that I wrote. I used to live 2 doors down from the Grandview Pier.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I
and
did.
when it was a musical venue, they had
Yes.
amazing artists there.
John Hartford, one of the best concerts of my life, was there. Yes. So, anyways, a lot of the lumber from it wound up in my backyard, and so that's an example of a current event song. They're not historical in nature. All historical in nature, but
Right.
This area is rich in history, so if you are committed to talking about the people and places of Tidewater, a lot will come out being historical.
Yeah, it will have to. But also, I love that you mentioned Grandview Pier, because it does reach back to the other thing that is part of Hampton's history, which I think really is live music performances and a variety of different kinds of bands, that we grow here, that we bring in, that come here to perform. So let's just talk a little bit about the name. because, you know, I look at the first part and immediately see grapes, and I guess you did too, because that's the illustration here. How did you come up with the name for the band?
Well, it's something of a controversial name because it's difficult to say. So we wonder
the
whether...
Scuppernong part, and then you add a ree.
Right. It came from a kind of nonsense song that I had written, where Scuppernongaree was in the chorus. It is kind of a drinking song. We, you know, someday hope everybody is cheering along to that song. And Scuppernongaree will then be a very easy thing to say because you will
It's easier
you'll
if
be
you're
singing.
drinking a little Scuppernong wine,
If you're
saying.
drinking and singing, yes, and the History Museum will have Scuppernong wine there.
Yeah, that's not always good stuff. But they'll have wine. If you don't like the Scuppernong, you can taste something else.
That's true. You know, so it was just kind of a nonsense word that had ties to the area we thought would be memorable and would typify the band.
Okay. Well, I am going to sneak out of the back and let you perform, and go ahead and introduce your first song. Thank you.
Okay. Well, the first song is written by Ray, so I'm going to let him tell you about it.
Okay, it's just a song that I wrote when I was out with a friend one day, and we were having a good time in the spring out in the Colonial Parkway. So I got inspired. I went home and I wrote this song. I hope you like it. All right. Let's head our way down the Colonial Parkway, Virginia bound today. It's all there for us to see. We still can win if we just begin loving nature and history. At old Jamestown we'll see the ships from yesterday, Susan Constant, Godspeed, and the Discovery. The colonists lived there, befriended native tribes, after sailing the ocean wide. The seagulls soar with an endless rapport, the cherry blossoms in the trees. Azalea scented with the perfume of love, and the foxtail dancing in the breeze. The next stop down our way, where a people and their culture are carved from history. We'll see the signs as we walk back through time and hear what the people had to say. And if you don't mind, we can spend some time at Yorktown's battlefield where we won our liberty. A freedom fought for the men who died in war, so that their children can be free. The seagulls soar with an endless rapport, cherry blossoms in the trees. Azalea scented with the perfume of love, and the foxtail dancing in the breeze. Let's head our way down the Colonial Parkway, Virginia bound today. It's all there for us to see. We still can win if we just begin loving nature and history. Seagulls soar with an endless rapport, the cherry blossoms in the trees. Azalea scented with the perfume of love, and the foxtail dancing in the breeze.
next song is called Peninsula Campaign, 1862. And it's about how the Union was conducting the campaign to take the peninsula from Fort Monroe, and how General John Magruder tricked the Union into thinking that he had way more men than he did. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotta fool the Union brass, can I let McClellan last 3 months more? We gotta last. Gotta fool the Union brass, can I let McClellan pass with less than half what the Union has? In the Battle of Yorktown in 1862, with General John Magruder had a holy line. He dug a trench from York to James, but his troops were few. Every man in his command had a looking like 9. Gotta fool the Union brass, can I let McClellan pass 3 months more? We gotta last. Gotta fool the Union brass, can I let McClellan pass with less than half what the Union has? Well, from Mulberry Point, they made their way through creeks and trees, up to Lee's Mill all day moving, a mighty, mighty show. General Keyes, well, the Union thought the smartest move was stay at Fort Monroe. Gotta fool the Union brass, can I let McClellan pass 3 months more? We gotta last. Gotta fool the Union brass, can I let McClellan pass with less than half what the Union has?
I saw him up at Lee's Mill, 90,000 strong. The rebel line's too fortified and miles long. 4 cracks cannot take 'em on, said the scouting report. General, sir, I recommend you gotta send more.
Gotta fool the Union brass, can I let McClellan pass 3 months more? We gotta last. Gotta fool the Union brass, can I let McClellan pass with less than half what the Union has? Well, the Union wasted 30 days bringing guns and men. By then the Gray were moving back, this campaign was done. Well, Richmond did not fall that spring, the blue would come again. But every man in his command knew Prince John had won. Gotta fool the Union brass, can I let McClellan pass 3 months more? We gotta last. Gotta fool the Union brass, can I let McClellan pass with less than half what the Union has?